So here's my plan of attack. I've got about a dozen trees in this area over here that I want to get down on the ground. Normally I wouldn't fell all these things at once. I think I should be able to keep them separate so I don't pile them on top of one another, because that just makes one huge mess of cleanup, trying to step through all these branches and whatnot to limit. And especially with these lodge poles, every 3 wheelbarrows of firewood I get 2 truckloads of brush. And so I don't want to make it more difficult on myself, but I need to get these on the ground as soon as possible because the birds are starting to seek out nesting areas. And if I fell one of these trees and found a bird's nest in it, I'd be devastated. The one right behind me, I don't know, about a 8 or a 9 inch tree at the base. Should be able to pull that right in between these two, obviously keeping this big ponderosa. This guy here has got quite the lean in the direction that I want it to. I ought to be able to put it next to this one without making contact. And now I've also got a ton of these fir trees, white pines, these little saplings that are growing that I do not want to destroy, because those are going to be the future trees of this area. So I'm going to get started, and I think I ought to be able to put this center tree just shy of this chainsaw. See what happens.
Forgot my safety glasses. Well, I just wiped out a big section of my fence. I doubt you're going to see that on video. Well, you know what? I reviewed that video, and I think I am going to post it. No sense in hiding the fact that shit happens, especially when I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I fell in a lot of trees in my life, and I've only got about 3 or 4 that have done some damage. Shit happens, and once again, I forgot to knock on wood when I was talking about how well things were going. So, a couple of things I noticed in the video that I did wrong was not get out of the way of that tree and try to push it over by hand. I knew it wasn't going to work, and then right as it started going the opposite direction, I felt the need to reach down and grab my chainsaw, which it probably would have destroyed, but I got my body in the way of that thing, and that was stupid. So this is going to go in the video, and it'll be a how not to fell a tree video. But wiped out about 30 feet of my fence. Good thing it's about 15 feet away from one of these seams, so should be easily repaired once I get this tree off of it. It happens. What can I say? Next video, repairing a fence. believe me if I told you I did that on purpose? Didn't think so. But I have been wanting to put in a few man gates in this fence. So I guess I'm going to use this as an excuse to put a man gate in there. It's 200 by 200 fenced in area here. And I've got one gate way over by the cabin, which is about 125 feet away. So in order to get outside the compound, I have to walk all the way around the outskirts. So I'm going to put a gate in here, one over here, and one on this other side of the fence so I can have better access to the outskirts of my other 4 acres. So several things went wrong here. First thing, my face cut is huge, almost 3/4 of the way through the tree. I had a lean going that way. I knew better. Second thing that went wrong is I got cocky. I had these 3 trees that went exactly where I wanted them, and I got overconfident with this one and made a mistake. So now I'm paying for it. Good news is I've got a week's worth of firewood for my 2021 season, and this fence has been a pain in the ass since we put it up because we had no idea what we were doing. It's hard to stretch, and we were told to use these 1.5-inch staples. I put somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 staples in each post, times 100 posts, 2,000 staples. And I drove them in so deep that the fence actually ripped rather than pulling the staples out. I'm going to do a temporary fix with these little dinky guys just to keep the dogs inside, and start coming up with an idea on where I want my gate and how to get this fence repaired. So thanks for coming along. That was fun, wasn't it?